Rectly podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Good Pods, Pocket Casts, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rectly Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Threads. At Rectly Pod on Twitter. Episode 129. Available now. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram, or YouTube itself. What up, we're up? So I just watched Bob Marley, One Love, which when it comes out on physical, I'm probably gonna arrange in my collection as One Love. It stars Kingsley Ben-Adir, Lashana Lynch, Tosin Cole. It is directed by Ronaldo Marcus Green. I think I should have double checked. The dude that directed King Richard. And it's kind of like a block in the time of the life of Bob Marley. It's not really a Bob Marley biopic. Like we get backstory and inklings of the come up of the childhood through flashbacks. But this is in a time in like the mid to late 70s, and there was a divide in Jamaica, and Bob Marley, through his music, wanted to unite and squash all the hostility and beef and disagreement in the government. And it was obviously like rivaling factions who didn't want to see that happen. I love good music. If I'm controlling the radio, I'm listening to hip hop. But good music is good music, man. I don't care if it's Bob Marley. I don't care if it's Frank Sinatra, Prince, Michael Jackson, the Beatles, Richie Valens, Freddie Mercury, Ray Charles, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Taylor Swift. Good music is good music. And Bob Marley made a lot of good music. And then when the message is all peace and love, that's dope. Like I love that. Cause like somebody gotta be the lightning rod for good in a world of evil, you know what I mean? Overall, like I liked this movie. I didn't overly love this movie. It's like one of my guys, shout out Nick Goodman, at the Nick Goodman. He said over the past few years, if the family of the musician is involved, like we're just not gonna get the real raw story. So like I don't know what was omitted, but Bob Marley family was like heavily involved in this movie. So like I don't know. It's like, did we get a like proper like clear cut like Elvis movie? James Brown, Big. Like what's the most accurate biopic of the life of a musician? Like I kind of want to know. It's like the Tupac movie felt like it should have been on Lifetime. The Whitney Houston movie felt like it should have been on Lifetime. Like take the music out, and these movies aren't really that good. The Bob Marley movie is good. It showed him in Jamaica. It showed like the attacks. It showed him in other parts of the world, like touring and getting harassed and like going through the struggle, but sticking to his beliefs. Like he was never thrown off by any tribulations. And then eventually like following through, and then the health issues. It's just, I don't know. Some of it I feel like got glossed over. Some of the stuff could have been fleshed out a little more. Like this movie's not even 2 hours long. But like the performance of Kingsley Ben-Adir was fire. If this movie had a different release date, I think he possibly might be considered for some acting awards. But that February release date, when last year's Oscars haven't even hit yet, is gonna hurt. This was originally a January release. Like when this was first announced, this was announced for January, and it got pushed to Valentine's Day, obviously. Lashana Lynch is good too. But overall, like this is another solid biopic of a legendary, iconic musician. So with all that being said, man, I will say that in my opinion, Bob Marley, One Love is almost dope. Have you seen One Love? Bob Marley, One Love, One Love? Because when Whitney Houston came out, it was I Want to Dance with Somebody. By the time the physical media hit, the slipcover, the cover art said Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody. Like you picking her most popular song, like we know who the movie is about. Like One Love, we know who the movie is about. Just call it One Love. You don't have to put Bob Marley in the title. But I feel like Paramount saw what Sony, I think, did with Whitney Houston and literally did the same thing. It's like Harley Quinn and Birds of Prey. Like you know who the main character is. You don't need them in the title. It's stupid. So have you seen One Love? What you think? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. Recently, literally, just put up a review for Madam Web. A review for Argyle's on my channel. Upcoming, hopefully, Drive Away Dolls. One of the Coen brothers directed that. My theater is lame though, so we'll see. So the next review I do, if it's not Drive Away Dolls, is gonna be Dune Part 2. I don't think anything else comes out with Dune Part 2. We'll see. So, Regularly Podcast. Next episode, we'll talk about Fantastic Four announcement. We'll probably react to Dune Part 2. But yeah, no episode coming this weekend. So another 2 weeks and we'll be back. So like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me? Watch these credits. Peace.